We will pay attention to the break-even point now. If we look at the information, Rina decided to address the problems of low profits in 2023 by making some changes to increase the production and the sales. So what you have to answer in this question, you're not going to get the information from the question. You have to think out what is the possibilities, what does she do to improve the situation. Okay, if we look at the first question, they want you to calculate the break-even point. Now, the total fixed cost is cost that will remain the same irrespective of whether you make 100 or 150 articles. That is, for instance, the rent, the electricity, security, the manager's salary, etc. And then we will have to divide that by the sales price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Now, the variable cost means that as you increase your production, your cost per unit will also increase, or the variable cost in total will actually increase. You will try and reduce it per unit. So the variable cost is your direct material, your direct labor, and sales and distribution costs. Okay, if we look at the total fixed costs, is 224,000. So I will take the 224,000 and I will divide it by the sales price per unit, and they give me the sales price as 255. The variable cost per unit is 192. And if I do this calculation, it gives me 3,556 units. So the break-even point means that if we produce 3,565 units, we will make no profit and no loss. If we produce less than this, or we sell less than this number of units, we will make a loss. If we sell more units, we will make a profit. So the purpose of every business is to sell more units than the break-even point so that they can start making a profit. Then explain to Lizelle why the fixed cost per unit decreased from 56 Rand to 45 Rand 71. So if I look at my fixed cost, the previous year it was exactly the same figure. So my fixed cost didn't change because I sold more units. But because I sold more units, I can divide 4,900 units into the 224, and that will give me a unit cost of 45 Rand 71. In the previous year, the cost was still 224,000, but we only made 4,000 units, and that's why it gave me a cost of 56,000. So because I produce more units, I can divide my total fixed cost with more units, and that will give me a lower cost per unit. Okay, in the next question, they want you to tell them what you think Lizelle made decisions to change these expenses and how it compared to the total amounts of the cost of the items. Okay, so my first variable cost is direct material. If I make more articles, I will use more material, so it means that will increase the direct material cost. If I produce more articles, I will have to have more laborers, or I have to pay overtime, so it will increase my direct labor costs. The selling and distribution cost is directly linked to the number of articles that you sell. So sales cost is the commission that you pay to the agents that go to the different businesses to sell your products to them so that they can sell it on behalf of you. So the more goods they sell, the more commission they will get. Distribution cost is to get the goods from your premises to the businesses where these goods will be sold. So it means if you sell more goods, the distribution costs will also increase. Now we're going to discuss these three. This is the only ones that is classified as variable costs. All the other costs are fixed costs. Okay, so if we look at the first one, is the direct material costs. The direct material costs increased from 80 Rand to 100 Rand. So that means it increased with 20 Rand per unit, or it increased with 25%. Now, what was the reason for this decision to increase the expense of the material? So she decided if she buys better quality material, the customers will be satisfied with these products and they will not return goods because they're not satisfied with the products. That will improve sales because they will tell other people that they've bought very good products, and the more you sell, the higher your profits. Okay. If we look at the direct labor costs, it was 72 Rand and it decreased to 56 Rand. So she decided, because she's paying 20 Rand more for the material, buying better quality, somewhere she has to decrease expenses, and she decreased it on the direct labor costs. Now, what can you do to decrease your direct labor costs? You improve their productivity by training, so you pay for better training, and then instead of producing 40 articles a day, they can produce 60 articles a day. So it means they don't get overtime and they don't have to work over weekends, because overtime in the evening is 1.5 times the salary, and in a Sunday it's double the salary. Okay, then she had better supervision, so over the normal time targets, to make sure that the people produce the number of units that they're supposed to produce during that normal time, so that they don't have to pay overtime. They could also get machines to do some of the work to reduce the expenses of labor. The selling and distribution costs increased from 24 Rand to 36 Rand. Okay, so that means there was an increase of 12 Rand, or 50% increase. How did she achieve that? She advertised more so that they could sell more articles. The advertising is part of your marketing expenses, so that's part of your selling expenses, and that's why that expense increased. She advertised more to sell more goods. She decided to sell in a wider area so that she sells to more businesses. That creates more delivery costs to get your products to your the businesses that will sell your products. Or she could have decided, because there's a lot of competition for the same type of products, that she will have free delivery. So all these things will cause the delivery cost to increase, and that is your distribution cost. And she could pay more commission to the agents and tell them if they sell, for instance, 20,000 units, then they will get 10% commission. If they sell anything more than 20,000, they will get more commission. So she decided that she wants to make more profits, so she had to make certain decisions to ensure that she can make a bigger profit, and that is what they want in this exercise. You must give them the ideas that you think she had to do to get this bigger sales.